Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We got some more Incheon footage for you folks. Now our team is Libertad, Valparaiso, Pommern, Vallejo, and Holland. You can imagine my shock when I saw the Vallejo and was like, why would anyone buy that ship?
This is Base Commander. Good luck. Try not to lose a single ship and save our base structures.
And you know the reason I do that is because I have this mod that from Aslan's that lets me seize the builds. So that's why you see me speeding my camera around multiple times to kind of get an eye on what everyone has. But Vallejo, why would anyone buy that ship for 22,000 steel? Why? Why would anyone waste their money on that steel when it's just a low-grade booster when you can just buy the original booster for free and it only costs you credits? Now, since it is a cruiser, since we do have 203mm guns, and this thing, and the rune is basically still broadside, we can still use armor piercing, and we can rack up that damage. You know, we're getting like 3K, 4K. It really starts to really add up. And then we notice that the Brindisi is basically broadside, or not the Brindisi, but the Amafi is basically broadside. And right there, you know, we got like a 10K hit. Another 10K hit. That was about a 12K hit. And like every little shell is literally just hitting his citadel, and he's dead. And that rune's still alive, so we're just like, we're gonna finish him off. Then we turn to the Hipper. Get a nice 11K there. And we get a nice double citadel there, and we pick up 3 cruisers on the first wave.
Attention, destroy all
And the reason I did that is because my mouse pad is right below my ASW key on my laptop, so sometimes I'll be sitting my finger there, and you know, my thumb will press on it, and I'll be like, shit. Because it'll cause me to actually fire when I don't need to fire. I've had it happen multiple times in clan battles and in ops. But I honestly, bought the Incheon for you guys to basically kind of give you, was this ship worth $140? Honestly, for me personally, I like it. I really do like this ship. A lot of people are like, really are not a fan of it. Because they're like, well, it's just a lower caliber Des Moines and everything. You're losing one gun. But honestly, I really enjoy this ship. I think it's a great Pan-Asian cruiser. I really do. I think this thing is a great ship. And my Pan-Asian fleet needed a good reinforcement cruiser. And this was the best ship they had. Like I told you with the Azure Lane Hindenburg, we don't get these kind of ships coming out that often. So it's best to pick these kind of ships up, because you may only need one ship for your fleet to act as a retrainer, a trainer, and to basically give your fleet the extra ability it needs. And the Azure Lane Hindenburg and the Incheon did that for 2 of my nations. Really, the only nation that really needs any more good support is, well, my Spanish and my British. And I can get Gibraltar for that, so I'm like, I'm not really worried. Unfortunately, by turning into this to try to get our torps up, we are going to beach ourselves, which is unfortunate. And we do manage to pick up the Kidda. We do get torps on the Brindisi, and we get torps on the FTG. Again, Brindisi, basically broadside. Even at this angle, we still manage to citadel him, and we can still pick up our natural selection.
Third attack is about to be launched.
But it is slightly worrying because we are broadside to basically the entire third wave, and it's not looking great. I mean, it isn't, but it isn't going to be great in about, probably about a minute. Because I've got Brindisi torps coming at me. And as I accelerate to get away, the torps show up. Right now. And I'm like, slam on the brake, turn in. Unfortunately, ow, we take 2 torps, takes a huge chunk of our health away. We are able to get a heal off, and we are able to get on our smoke. Then we take a nice hit from the Hinden, from the Clausewitz, so I mean, we're not doing too well. But we're at 8 kills and almost 300k. But like I did in my review video, the torps are useful, yes. But as you can see, even when I was trying to launch them on the Brindisi and the FTG, I had to be basically broadside. And when I'm perfectly broadside, I'm at a very bad disadvantage. And I'm very vulnerable. So I don't like to use my torps, but that's why I just love this ship. It's like having a Des Moines with extra features. The smoke screen, the torps, the defensive fire. The lack of hydro does kind of hurt, but it's not a game changer. You would honestly be surprised with my mod that lets me see people's builds, how many ships I've been seeing that have torpedo acquisition systems instead of concealment systems in slot 5. And I'm like, why would you take that? Why would you take that skill? And the only reason you take that skill is because you are openly admitting you're not good at dodging torpedoes. That's why you take that skill, is that you're openly acknowledging that, hey, I can't dodge torpedoes, so I'm going to be taking torpedoes. That's a pretty bold statement to like say, hey, I can't dodge torpedoes, I need to take this to give me help. The only time I would really say it's different is we do have Shajing being on here. He does get, for battleships, he gives a torpedo vigilance increase, 7% toward torpedo reduction, and like a 25%, I think, to acquisition range. Now, if you had, like, say, the Wuxian, and it was fully secondary build, I could see taking it that way to ensure you don't take torpedoes. That I could justify, especially in a ship like Alsace, which still, or Wuxian, that is still basically an Alsace, that is basically French. And because French ships do take pretty good amount of damage, and we put about a 10k hit into those runes, and we do pick up that kill. Switch back to HE. And just unload on the LB. Although the lack of HP we have is working in our favor. We are down to a 4-second reload. And literally with that, we've literally on our second wave or third wave, we've literally doubled our damage. And I'm like, I know I can't really stay over here. One, because it's like, well, there's so many ships over here. It's just going to be fighting for damage. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the other side. I need to get a heal anyway, but I still have 1 heal left. I still have 2 smokes. I still got a torpedo reload booster. So I'm still able to fight. And this gameplay really illustrates the good players from the bad players. Because the good players could, let's say you're in a summers, you lose huge amounts of HP, you're down to like a couple thousand. A good player would still be able to fight with that, knowing that they have all these buffs, but it's still a summers. It still has that torpedo ability. Use that adrenaline rush and that health disadvantage. Use that to your advantage. Really push yourself. Then kind of realize, okay, I can't really do this. Then kind of tailor it back and kind of realize, okay, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. And just kind of increase it. That's how you get better. You've got to push yourself. And I'm just like, well, they're going to take the Klaus. They can deal with the Clausewitz. You know, we went up about, what is that, about 40K right now? We're up to 12, sorry, not 12, but 11 kills. And when we look at the kill count, we have 11, Holland has 4, Pommern has 2, Minnesota has 1, which was the low health of Venezia, Valparaiso has 3, and Libertad has 2. And then the Vallejo has 0. Again, don't buy the Vallejo. Please don't buy the Vallejo. Please don't buy that ship. And if you are wondering why I have the South Korean flag, if you go to the flags and Pan-Asian ships and scroll to the very bottom, there'll be like a subcategory that you can turn down, and you can put the national flag of that ship, like Chinese and the Pacific country. And I only realized that because I was watching a Maltese Knights video on the Incheon on my way to work one morning. Because I was looking at his video to kind of get an idea of how, if it was really worth it. Because I do read the reviews. And we do, and I was really worried on that shot. I was really worried. I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And I'm like, okay, I got extremely lucky. Now, this ship does have a pretty good smoke firing penalty. Remember that. It's like 8.8, 8.5. It's a pretty good smoke firing penalty. So, and we do see that the Harugumo is what? Looks like 11 kilometers out? Yeah, 11 kilometers. So I've only got 2 kilometers before I've got to, run away. Because I know I'm going to get smoke fire penalty. And I've got a Clausewitz there, I've got a Yamato, I've got a Haru, and then I've got a Satsuma. So I'm like, I can't stay here. And this is where I kind of realized, yep, it's time to go. Because he's literally right outside my detection. We do get a torp on the Clausewitz, and that is a permanent. Try to hold off on accelerating until I can get those torps off, and then start unloading with HE. Maybe we can get some fires on it. Hoping we get a fire. Doesn't look like it. Lots of incapacitations though. Pick up that. And he should take a torp, so he should be down. Yep, takes a torp. And that puts us up to 600K. Holland gets a really good torp strike on that and just sucks all the damage out of that. So good for him. Good for him. Yeah, don't do this at home. Please don't do this at home. I'm a professional. Can I get away with it twice though? I highly doubt it. And his guns are looking at me. I mean, There's the guns, and they literally scratch the overpin. They literally go right through the back of my ship. And I'm like, I got lucky on that. I unload, try to get a little bit more damage. So we end up with 619. And Minnesota's like, well done. So we end up pulling 1 million credits. We did have the ×2 XP booster thing on there. So we end up pulling like 1 million credits. 25k in ship XP, 6k in free XP. And this was with the green booster. This was green booster. These were green boosters, by the way. So 13 kills, 619k, natural selection, tactical expertise, every ship must survive, C-star, and assistant. And we are top of the team with 3243, with second being the Libertad and the Valparaiso, and then the Holland, and then kind of down. Again, at the very bottom, the Vallejo. Do not buy the Vallejo. Please do not buy that ship. Even on the Discord server, I was seeing it, like a lot of people were like, don't buy the Vallejo, just wait for it to come out to coal. And even one user was like, I don't even think no one would buy the damn thing, even if it came out for coal. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure no one would buy that thing if it even was for coal. That is probably the worst absolute steal ship. That ship should literally just be given away for free to everybody because it is not worth it. It is utter garbage. I don't know why they even decided to come out with that ship. It makes no sense at all. And we were running an 800k Commander XP booster for Xia Jinping, and we make a nice almost 70k in Commander XP. So we get a pretty good match, a really good match. And that's Incheon. If you do get a chance to buy this ship and really feel like it might be up your territory, go for it. If you like the Genon and you maybe want something that has a little bit harder guns, Incheon is a pretty good ship. I really will endorse this ship.